What's up, guys? We're back for another vlog, and this time we are at the Metro Fire Training Center in Littleton. South Metro has two different training facilities. This is the westernmost one, and we are out here for a really big day for Fire Academy 19-2. What are they doing?
They are going through the stress test, and so it's going through this entire structure back here. We're going to get to that in just a little bit, but Eric's going to start us off with some behind-the-scenes action with some media interviews.
Yeah, so although we are public information officers and one of our big jobs is to talk to the media, a lot of times when we get requests for stories, we will find a better person who's well spoken on the subject to do the story. So in this case, one of our local channels wanted to do a story about wildfire danger, and a wildfire coordinator was on duty, so I got to set up the interview between the reporter and that captain, and I went there to get a little bit of video behind the scenes. So check out what this looks like.
So pretty green when you look around. Typically, I think people think of Colorado as a brown state. Not so much this summer. That doesn't really mean much there.
Absolutely, and to the untrained eye, it would appear just that way. You can still see some of these grass species here are green in color, but what they probably don't notice is the height. So with all that rain, this is probably 50 to 75% taller grass that we normally see in Colorado, which is more of an arid desert, like you mentioned. So. Not only the fuel loading and the height is what's a concern, but the green grass itself that you see here is still dry and ready to burn. So the color can be deceiving for sure.
The plates this year are taller than usual.
In a year like this is pretty much a continuous fuel bed.
And much greener.
The color can be deceiving for sure.
Captain Brian De Los Santos says that's because though they've soaked up a lot of moisture, a lot of Colorado's plants are still susceptible to catching fire.
It doesn't take very long for these to dry out and become combustible.
We've seen this very thing happen in just the last week. Thursday, a fire forced hundreds of homes to be evacuated in Deer Creek Canyon Park, even though surrounding hills were a vivid green.
Generally what we're seeing over the last week and a half or so are the humidity values have finally started to sink down into the teens, which really affects these kinds of fuels.
De Los Santos says the risk of fire danger only increases with the potential for stronger winds.
If you've lived here really in Colorado at any time and experienced these fires, it's usually a wind event that gets it started and makes it most problematic to stop.
And he warns this fire season could just be starting.
We could be in for the next 6 to maybe 8 weeks or so of some interesting fire conditions for sure.
Jordan Chavez, 9 News.
Rush 17 on the scene of a small, slow-moving 50 by 50 fire in medium grass. Rush 17 is going to be offensive. It's going to be anchoring off the road. We'll be making an attack on the left flank. We'll be taking Heritage Command. We'll be staying on 3. Best access is going to be past the post office south off of Quebec, taking your first exit into Heritage Park.
Command, Agent 33.
Go ahead, 33.
We're approaching you now.
33s, we're advancing a line onto the right flank. We have some heavier fuel involvement now on our left. You guys position off the road and make an offensive attack on the left flank.
Copy 33. We'll take a progressive hose line on the left flank.
Your incident has been updated.
Command, from Agent 33, we took a trash line on the left flank here. Working on the left flank. And confirming those fuels, they're pretty tall. I don't want you guys going in there. Metcom, Quebec Command.
Command, go ahead.
Under control. We'll keep those 2 additional brush trucks incoming to assist with mop-up.
Copy, under control, continuing in the 2 brushes. 1337.
You want to take care of tweeting this out?
Affirm, 1338.
Okay.
Right when this next call came in, I was doing my S-130 training, which is basic wildland training online. So kind of ironic, the terms that I was studying actually applied to this call. So this small brush fire burned in Highlands Ranch. It burned about an acre in some vegetation there. And beyond the normal response, we had 2 extra brush trucks that were on scene to make sure they were helping with the mop-up.
Hey, Command, just an update for brush up team. We're at a quarter right now. Here's 2 more hot spots, so let's top on.
Ladder 12, Engine 15, Engine 14, Medic 12, Battalion Chief 2, Safety 18, Metcom Ops 3, Unconfirmed Residential Structure Fire, NAP Page S24A 6245, South Humboldt Place. Engine 38, Engine 11, Medic 15, Battalion Chief 3, Confirmed Residential Structure Fire.
Metcom, Battalion.
Battalion 2.
I'm on scene. 2-story small, single family. Have light smoke showing on the Bravo side, floor 2. I'll be command. Keep it on 3. Accountability is my vehicle across the street.
Following the brush fire, we had a residential structure fire in Centennial that evening. I responded because it was my on-call night and Connor was enjoying the evening off. This was a residential attic fire, and thankfully the residents were able to safely evacuate without being injured. The crews located a relatively small attic fire that they were able to contain quickly. No injuries occurred and the fire is under investigation. South Metro also celebrated Western Welcome Week last Saturday. PIO Kim drove engine 1/2. In the children's parade, it was originally designed to be a Halloween costume for a young man in a wheelchair, and when he outgrew it, it was redesigned on a golf cart chassis and donated to the fire department to use for community outreach. It features a full LED light package, siren, water tank, pump, pre-connect hose line, and child-sized bunker gear and tools. The SMFR Honor Guard, pipes and drums, and the crew from Firehouse 12 were in the grand parade down Littleton's Main Street, which was so long that it lasted 2 hours.
of strange noises going on, and like Eric said in the beginning, that's because this is the Academy 19-2 stress test. So there's a lot that we cannot show you going on inside of here, but what we can show you is that they are wearing blindfolds when they go in, and they're going through a bunch of different emergency situations, such as a collapse where they need to call a mayday, they get entangled so they have to get out of that, and going through really tight spaces. And they're following a hose line along the way. They're also wearing their SCBA, so they're going on air to get through all of these obstacles. Here's a look at what we can show you.
All right, you should be all the way on. Flip in. Take a knee. Reach out down in front of you. Find, there's your nozzle. All right, find your way out. What is that? Are you going the right way? Okay, keep going.
You got enough air for the outside part?
I'm on red, I don't know it.
Okay, you feel like you can do it though?
Yeah.
Alright.
How's your brain? My what?
You mentally ready for the second half? It's harder, it's tighter.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure or do you want to stop?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Congratulations.
We've got two patch shout outs for you guys this week. The first one that I have is Whitby Fire in Canada,
as well as their neighbor department, Toronto Fire, and we even got a little Canada flag.
Super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for trading with us.
We really appreciate it, guys. Keep leaving your comments and your feedback. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that so that you can get notified as soon as we have new videos, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.